He's so long. Look at how long he is. Like he just keeps
Oh
going.
my God. Oh,
It's so funny. We joke. We're like, we should instead. Oh, okay. Um, you know how people like measure the height of their children.
oh
And
no. Yeah.
um, he just keeps getting longer, and it's kind of funny. But he's a really sweet, sweet dog. We're really fortunate.
Welcome back, BVB Army. Welcome back to our channel, BVB Army Hearts to Hearts. I am Ruth.
And I'm Nicole.
And BVB Army, we have a guest today on our episode on our show. If you guys do not know who this lovely lady is, please introduce yourself. Alex.
My name is Alexandra, and I'm the wife of Christian Coma.
Hey, the destroyer, the better half. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We are definitely excited to just get to know you more and stuff and ask you all these fun questions that we have for you. So,
All right, let's go. Hopefully,
okay.
I know the answers to
Trust me, they're pretty easy. So, I mean, I guess let's just get started. So, like overall, the fan base, the BB Army knows you as Cece's wife and stuff, which we always love. We love seeing photos of you guys and stuff and every interaction you guys share on social media. But out of curiosity, what was your life before you met Cece? Who were you back then?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, so I lived in LA for a while, which is crazy because we actually have a lot of friends in common. I'm like, how did we not meet sooner? And there were other times when we kind of go back. It was like, actually, I did like meet you randomly somewhere, and it's kind of weird how the universe continuously like brought us together. But yeah, I used to do some modeling when I was a little bit younger. I have my own business, so that's something that I've actually moved forward on and really devoted so much time to, and still do, of course. But that was kind of my big project and really what I was so focused on when I met him. And actually, again, like right before. But overall, yeah, I mean, I used to live in LA, live in Arizona now, and I kind of stole him, made him move out here. So now we're both in Arizona. We go back to LA quite often, but yeah, I mean, just kind of modeling and working. I used to work at Google. I used to do some modeling. I was kind of around like the whole Playboy world for a while. So kind of like in the scene, doing some fun stuff.
And out of curiosity, how did you two meet? Like you and Cece meet?
Such a funny, so it's kind of crazy. It's so serendipitous in a way. So the guy that sells his merchandise for his band, he's been on a lot of tours, and his girlfriend was actually my best friend. And so when Chris, I think it was before one of the Trinity of Terror tours, they were starting off in Arizona, and
Oh yeah.
I guess Chris was like, he got a call from someone at this restaurant called Maple and Ash. And he's like, oh, I'd like to host you and some friends. And my friend Ivy was in town, and she's like, "I'd love it if you came to this dinner." I actually ended up canceling three times because usually I'm not so flaky like that, but I had to work the next day, and it was kind of far. I had a friend that was in transit from LA who did not want to go out, so it was like, I was kind of juggling on if I could even make this dinner. And so I did end up canceling a few times. My friend called me. She's like, "You better get here. I never see you." It's like, shoot, okay, I'll go. I'm glad I did because that's actually when I got to really get to know Chris. But that's really how it started. And it was so funny because he introduces himself as Cece. I always call him Chris, but I was like, Cece, that's an interesting name. Like, is that really his name? Like, whose name is Cece? And then I asked my friend, I'm like, is that like his name? She goes, oh no, it's Christian Coma. I'm like, his name is Christian Coma? Like his last name's Coma? Oh, that's fascinating. And then I think like her boyfriend or someone else was like, no, no, his name's Christopher. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what is his name? So the next time we hung out, the first thing I asked him, like, I'm sorry, but what's your name? Like your real name? And he's like, oh, Cece. I'm like, no, no, like what's on your birth certificate? And he's like, oh, it's Christopher. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm calling you Chris because I don't know. This is getting to be a little bit too much. Like there's all these different names for him. But when we met, obviously I've heard of Black Veil Brides, but I wasn't really, a fan of the band. Now, of course, my favorite band, oh my gosh. But at the time, like I really didn't know anything about the band at all. So I didn't know what Cece was. I didn't understand that that was, like his stage name and his character. So it kind of like all made sense once he sort of explained it. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
I
like
didn't.
small world.
Yeah, small world for sure.
Yeah, totally. And there was like a few times prior too that again, we're like, wait a minute, I met you actually at this time. I was like, wait, that's right. Like I do remember that. So it's just kind of cool how, the universe continuously like seemed to put us in each other's path. And at least at this
Mhm.
one moment, it really gave us an opportunity to get to know each other. And he was so chivalrous and just he was pretty romantic actually. Even when we first met, he's asking me all these really like just more in-depth questions. He's like, so what's your favorite movie? I could just tell he's really interested in getting to know me. And he just came off differently than some guy that's like kind of hitting on you at a bar or something like that. It wasn't like that at all. And we just really got to know each other. And then the next weekend, he was going to Salt Lake City for a performance. He's like, oh, we'll see you in Salt Lake. I'm like, what? Like in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to Salt Lake. And he's like, yeah, Ivy said you guys will be out there. It'll be nice to see you. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. It'd be really nice to see you too. And then when he left, I go up to Ivy. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to Salt Lake City. And she goes, why not? I live out there. I was like, yeah, but I have like to work. Like I plan a little bit for stuff like this. And it was so last minute. So sure enough, like the week goes by and she was staying with me and we ended up having like some drinks and stuff. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll go out to Salt Lake City. And that's actually when we got to spend a whole ton of time together.
Yeah.
So I went to a few of his shows and actually really ever since that, it's kind of, just our relationship just really took off.
Oh, thank.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Well, how has being a part of the Black Veil Brides community influenced or inspired aspects of your personal and professional life?
That's a great question. And in so many ways. So one thing that's really just it puts me in awe when I go and I see, the reactions that they have from fans and, seeing all the people that are so I like get goosebumps talking about it. It's so beautiful seeing so many people have such a love and support for him and for all of the guys, right? And going to Europe, I was actually on tour with them. I met up with them when they were in tour for like a couple of months. I went out there for like a month and a half. And, one thing that was really great to see that inspired me a lot was going to some countries like Croatia or some other places where they have never actually performed for, and they weren't sure how the turnout was going to be, but then seeing lines wrapping around the building. I was just like, wow, I'm like, it's so cool seeing how your music translates to so many different parts of the world, even if you've never toured there before. And, and it's been something seeing, him and his success and just kind of, it is inspiring just naturally, especially when it comes to like my own brand and, just like kind of motivating me more to, just sort of like not follow in his footsteps, but just like realize how important it is when you really care about something, like how like heartfelt and how meaningful that can be and how much it can change other people's lives. And, with my brand, that's something that I strive for. And it's just kind of nice seeing, being with somebody that kind of motivates me every day as well.
No, I think it's great how, just to be honest, how much you guys support each other.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, Chris is always talking about my business and I mean, I'm always, posting and stuff about, what he's doing. I'm always showing like my family's videos, even if it's the bleeder one and Andy's like flashing. And I'm like, it's gory, but it's great. And my whole family like obsessed with him. They think he's phenomenal. They're so supportive as well. And it's a lot of fun. I'm like, oh, I'm so like every time just I'm so proud of him, and it's cool. And also too with, you may have heard that they are recording an album and there's some new music that's on the rise. It's coming soon. Can't really talk about when because I'm not even really sure. Um, but I've
Get an
been
inside
able
scoop.
I know. I've been able to hear some of the music though, and I'm telling you, again, I get goosebumps when I talk about it. It is so good. It's so good. So, and like seeing just from the start of the recording to like just kind of seeing how it all comes to be and how the album like I mean, I've never really experienced that before or have seen like the start to finish of really what it takes. And it's just, that's also very inspirational. It's a lot of work. And they were in the studio for long periods of time. But it's going to pay off. They're all really pushing themselves on this next one. And ooh, I'm so excited. I'm like, I can't wait to see the reaction of your fans. Like, it's going to be so exciting. It's so cool. The music's awesome.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure it's magical to see it all come
I
together.
know you can like see everything, which is a fan's dream. Just
Yeah, and
demos, the editing, the changes, and everything else.
yeah, the different like editing cuts and stuff like that. And they're still in the process of mixing the album, but even recording, like how they recorded everything, I guess Chris like had to do his drums first and stuff, and it's just interesting how they kind of piece it all together. But it's cool. Yeah, it's really neat. And honestly, it's again like every single person is just really giving it their all for this next album. And once you hear the music, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's phenomenal. It's really cool. I don't know how honestly, I don't know how any of them do it, but then again, like Chris and the drums, wow. Like that's one heck of an
Yes.
instrument. It was always a bucket list of mine to learn how to play the drums. And then I meet Chris and I'm just like, I feel like kind of accomplished my bucket list. I may not know how to play the instrument, but I married like the best drummer. So that's
Love
yeah,
that.
so it's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think one of their songs, they might be uh, kind of maybe sh letting you guys know about it hopefully soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but you might get some information coming up. I hope. We'll see. It's
Yes.
gonna be
So kind of still going around like the BVB Army. And what has it been like for you diving into the world of the BVB Army and like CC's fan base? Any wild stories or awesome moments you like to share or anything when it came to the fans?
gosh, um, everyone's just great. I really, I don't know really how else like to kind of explain it. There's been such like a very warm like feeling with the fans. There hasn't really been any like issues or drama. And I know that sometimes there can be some comments with the lives and stuff like that. But you know, overall, like I mean, the fans are phenomenal. They're really, really sweet. And sometimes, they'll be like, oh, so like say hi to me at the meet and greets, like, oh hi. Like, and I get kind of nervous because I'm not really in the spotlight like that. But they're all very like supportive, and it's really nice to see and how much they care about, the band and they want, the best for them to be happy. And like it's really cute that, that also translates to their support for our relationship. So
Mhm.
that's always been kind of nice. Everyone's been really awesome.
Good. As a big supporter of the band, what's your favorite memory from attending a Black Veil Bride show?
Yes.
Ooh. I mean, honestly, like again, my favorite memories are really seeing those venues that they never performed at be sold out, and people like are standing in the freezing cold because this is Europe in the winter time. It'd be chilly. Like there's one time, where were we? I can't even remember. We came back. We were actually running late, and we were trying to do a little bit of sightseeing. We were running late, and we got on like these little scooters or something, and like we were like we're approaching the venue, and we just see this long line. And we're like, oh my gosh, we have to go through the other way and stuff and try to figure out how to get him in without like it, being too distracting. But yeah, kind of like again, just really seeing that it kind of touched my heart a little bit, just seeing how excited they were to see him or for all I keep saying him, but like, all of the guys like perform in a country that they've never been at. So, but or like Wembley too, Wembley
Oh,
Arena show. Those were probably like some of the best that I've been to. Just the energy, obviously it's iconic. They have pyro and all of that stuff. It's really cool.
Seeing them play in venues that they've never played at before, for me and Ruth, going to Spokane, where Ruth is, and being able to go see them
Yeah.
play in an outdoor arena, that was just fantastic. Because we've
Yeah.
never seen them play in like an arena that
no,
huge
that was a
before.
first for both of us.
Yeah. Yep. That was a really good show. I think I was at that one.
Yeah.
And there's some too that they're playing like some festivals.
Mhm.
There's one, and I know Chris would know which one it is, but I want to say maybe it's like in Germany or something. And they had like a live stream. And so I joined it to watch them perform, even though I was here at home.
Uh-huh.
But it was really cool because they had pyro. There's so many people. So that was kind of, even though I wasn't there, but that was a really cool outdoor festival that they played at. But yeah, that Spokane one, that was a fun show. And it was great because they performed with Tech Nine. And I have kind of like a hip hop background. And I actually almost hired Tech Nine to perform at I think my 21st birthday party. So it was kind of weird. Yeah, and
Oh,
he's like Alex, you're never gonna believe who I'm going on tour with. I'm like, who? He's like Tech Nine. I'm like, what? Because I've liked his music for a while. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was kind of a cool time.
So I know you mentioned this, but your brand, could you tell us a little bit more about your brand, Coverology, like how it started and what's it all about?
Yeah, so Coverology, it's a makeup concealer, but it's for cold sores. So
Hmm.
it has active ingredients that help treat and relieve all painful symptoms for about 12 hours. And it's makeup compatible. So it's buildable with foundations, it's waterproof. It really bridges the gap because if you look at cold sore treatments, it's either you can put something on that treats your outbreak, but it's not makeup compatible because of its compound. It's more of like a gel, right? So it's not going to work really well with makeup. So I kind of saw a gap in the market and was able to create something that fills the best of both worlds that does make it so it is a makeup compatible solution. It helps soothe painful symptoms and just treats
Okay.
throughout the day. No healing. We do not heal. So but yeah, it actually started because when I was really young, I was probably around 2 years old. Somehow I contracted that virus, and I had a very weak immune system, and I was extremely bullied for that growing up to the point where I almost didn't graduate high school because I was ditching so much class. And it was something that really kind of lived in my mind of, just what people would say and just the harsh criticisms and it I was just, when I created the brand, I remember looking at my makeup when I did have an outbreak. I was like, oh, I'm like, I just wish there was some sort of medicine in this that would make it feel good because I didn't want people to notice it. But if you just cover it with makeup, it really does hurt more. And it makes you can feel it more and it makes it like just more noticeable and it prolongs the healing process. So I kind of held on to that feeling and knew so many people that had the same issues and just started moving forward with a product that kind of fills the best of both worlds. And so now we're patent pending. We're the only product that does this.
Mhm.
And we're actually looking into launching new lipsticks now and other stuff too. So we're not trying to just pigeonhole us within the cold sore sector, but also do stuff for like melasma or hyperpigmentation, different foundations, try to really, move forward in doing a bunch of different skin irritations that are make some sort of makeup product that helps with those. So you can also treat while you go out. And that's kind of what we did. I even have it right here.
So cool.
Yeah,
Amazing. You're like a lifesaver to a lot of people right
Yeah,
now.
honestly.
it's actually sweet. And it's funny because obviously like I say gets so much fan recognition, but one thing that's cool about this brand is that I've actually gotten a ton of people reach out all over the world, very excited about this and how it has helped them. And that kind of keeps me motivated to keep trying to do more for the brand. And a lot of people don't realize that even if, you don't get an actual outbreak, almost 90% of the worldwide population still does carry the virus. It's very, very common. So I'm trying to have a brand that ends the stigma and tries to make people feel more confident. On our website, you do have a lot of information of how to make yourself feel more confident if you have an outbreak. Kind of, if people are saying awful things, like what you could do to sort of get out of that mental state. And really just try to help push the needle towards a more acceptable and more understanding, more education around the virus and, how common it really is.
I think that's so amazing that you're just it's so genuine, heartfelt, and like reassuring these people, like, because you've been through it yourself, as you stated, and so like they're going through it, like, here's something that can help you to kind of get your confidence back and stuff to go out in public and feel pretty.
The world shouldn't stop just because you do have this going
Yeah.
on. But it is sometimes to kind of get yourself out of that headspace when there's such a nasty stigma that follows it. But again, just kind of educating people and letting them know it is actually a pretty common thing and you shouldn't be so mean. So,
Yeah.
to others that might have it. But yeah, so that's where it came to be. And we've been online now for about 3 years, but we're starting to expand and, it's kind of exciting. So, and it's nice that Chris really supports it and he's so proud about it too and tells everyone. And when he posts about it, he's so surprised about how many people that he knows personally, especially in the industry, that want the product because they have the same issue. It's interesting to kind of see.
It's a beautiful thing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I really hope to help a lot of people. That's the motivation behind it. I don't want anyone to
Yeah.
feel like I did when I would lock myself in like a bathroom or something in high school or middle school because I didn't want anyone to see me, because I would be called pretty nasty things and it wasn't fun. So if I could help even change one person's, day when they are going through a hard time. It's worth it.
I think at this rate, you're going to be changing millions of lives.
I'm sure you have already, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gosh, it is kind of crazy because, when we were doing a test run a long time ago, like a soft launch, we were handing out free product and we had to put a disclaimer on our website that we only ship within the United States because we're getting people all over the world that were trying to get their hands on it.
Mhm.
So now we're trying to expand into Canada and Mexico and slowly move that needle to different countries. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
good. I mean, how do you balance your role as a supportive partner to a band member and your professional life with Coverology?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think us as, women, we always wear many hats. And so, you know, it's actually, luckily one of the things that makes it easy. So I can work from home. I'm able to kind of take it wherever. So like when Chris, he had band rehearsals earlier in June. And I think there was some things that, he kind of left behind. He's like, oh, if you could please like bring some of this stuff, I'd appreciate it. And then we'll go like hang out and stuff and I'll take you to Disneyland. I was like, of course, like I'll bring you whatever you need if you need it for tours. At least with Coverology, it gives me the flexibility to be able to work from home or bring it on tour or to bring it if he's at band rehearsals or something and he forgot something, I'm able to actually like give him what he needs in addition to bringing what I need to work on. And while he's busy, I can just pop up my laptop and get to work. So it's actually not too difficult.
Yeah, it's
But
like a perfect balance.
Honestly.
yeah, biggest thing is just being the wife and just us having fun. Like we have much fun. And so it's like balancing not only Coverology and then supporting, him as an artist, but also just our married life too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what, is the most fun out of everything. So
Fans love seeing you and Cece goof around, especially when you post it on social media, for example, like your prank wars and stuff.
there's
Or
so much
that-
we haven't even posted.
Or that one time, I think it was maybe
Yeah.
on Chris's story where you guys were shotgunning a white
Oh, yeah, I know exactly which one it is. That
So, like, do you have like a favorite moment that you guys have shared so far or anything? So,
it's so funny because every day is something fun that we're doing, and most of it's not caught like on camera. We don't talk about it, but every single day, I mean, we're always doing something. There was a time we got into like a water fight, and I like ran into the laundry room and I shut the door, and he grabs a squirt bottle with water and he sprays it under the door, and he's starting to get my feet, and I was like, what? Like I mean, it's constant. There was another time where I told him I wanted to do like some TikTok challenge. And it was like, it's just a TikTok challenge. Don't worry about it. I had him put on a long sleeve shirt. And then I took a broom and I put it like through his shirt. So he's like this. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, this is stupid. And he's like, this is going to be stupid. I know it. And I started tickling him. And so he put his arms down. He's like, oh, and he starts like, it was so funny.
Just what whatever you do to me, you're gonna get 10 times worse, right?
Oh, whatever.
Right. Okay. I knew it. As soon as you got the long sleeve and you said, I gotta put this on, I knew you were gonna do something stupid.
Okay. I'll back up.
No. If you start tickling me, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Put your arms up.
I knew it was something stupid. I knew it. No, see? Just trust me, she says. It'll be fun, she says. No.
It was fun.
Well, yeah.
It was fun for me.
Pure evil with the tickling.
That was bad. It was fun. It was fun for me, at least. I don't know how it's doing, but that was kind of a fun moment. But the White Claw one was good too, because he'd always ask, he's like, shotgun a White Claw with me. And I was like, no, like I don't really like shotgunning stuff. Fine. And so I knew exactly what I was doing too. Like it was all planned out. And when I opened it, and he's kind of like telling me, he's like, this is how you do it. But I couldn't, I just took off like my acrylic nails. And so my nails were actually really soft.
oh, no.
I couldn't really open the can.
Yeah.
He's like, you have to, I'm like, my nails are brittle. Like I'm trying to do it. And he started explaining to me how to do it. I'm like, I know how to do it. And then like if you watch that video, there's a second right before I sprayed him where I look at the camera because I wanted to make sure it was in view. And so I look right at it and he's just like, ooh. He's like, clean these floors today. He's like so upset. It was funny. That was honestly, we really still laugh a lot about that one. That was good. And with his pranks too. There's been quite a few things that he's done. It's fun. We have a good time. It's always a fun day.
I'm sure it's always a wild ride with
Oh
Cece.
yeah, 100%
It
sure.
is.
Like his energy is
Yeah.
just so like chaotic, I swear.
I know it's great. Honestly, I thrive off of it. We really kind of match in that way. But it's funny. I'll be like working upstairs and I'll hear him singing to the animals downstairs and like
Aw.
putting on music for Duncan and just like I'm just like, what is he doing? Like it's so funny. And when he's gone, I told him one of the things I miss the most is just not hearing him talking to the animals in the other room or he doesn't really talk to himself, but he'll like kind of say things out loud as he's like kind of cleaning or doing something. And I miss those moments. I really miss like just hearing his voice when he's in the other room, kind of talking to either, the animals or just kind of like talking to himself about the laundry or something. He's like, it's pretty funny.
How many fur babies do you guys have? Because I know you recently just got Duncan. So,
And I brought him.
oh my God,
Oh,
Duncan!
oh, hello, cutie.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Look at him. Oh, he looks so soft.
Oh,
We'll say he looks like Chris. Kind of.
Aw.
I love his pattern on his
Yeah,
head.
it's like his little tattoos,
Oh,
He's a good boy.
Aw.
So precious.
Sleepy right now, but look at him. He's our newest. But we have 5 cats and a dog. So we've got quite a zoo.
Yeah.
And I could have more. But and I know Chris is like, we need a donkey. We're gonna wreck. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm for it, but a donkey, we need to kind of figure out a better situation with this. Like, where are we going to put a donkey? So, like, just have a dog roaming around the house. Yeah. So we have 5 cats and a dog. I have a cat here. I have like Chris actually, you can't see them, but he like added these attachments to my desk where they're like cat beds, but they're like raised.
Yeah.
And they kind of surround me when I work. And I've got Moo Mommy. Let me see if I can go. Oh, and she brought her little bed.
Aw.
This is Moo.
So cute. Is that a calico cat?
It is not.
No? Okay.
She's a tortoiseshell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she has her tortitude. I love her. She's kind of like, I call her mom. I don't know why, but her name's Moo. But I'm like, Moo, Moo, mommy, mother. And he's like, why do you call your cat mom? I'm like, I don't know. It's just a nickname that came. But so we have Moo, Eleanor. She's a gray tabby. We have Hanzo, who is
Hanzo.
yeah, he's our tuxedo cat. Oliver is an orange tabby.
Oh, I
And then,
remember that, Oliver.
yeah, he's our second newest. And then Kylo is an all black cat. Yeah. So
Perfect name for him.
I know. I was like, I want to get another cat, a black cat, and name him Grim. I've always had that.
Yes.
I'm not done with the cats, but I think Chris needs a break. He's like,
Well, when we had Chris on for our episode, he did mention you were looking into a Sphinx cat.
I do want a Sphinx cat for sure. But right now we have so many. We got Duncan, and Duncan, I think, needs a friend first before we get more cats. We need to kind of calm down with all the animals. I know that we do. I hate to say that because I could really have more. I've always wanted 10 cats. So I was like, when we first met, I told him, I'm like, I just want 10 cats like Freddie Mercury. I want 10, and then we get a big ass house where we can have a room for all of them. They all have their own bedrooms. So, but yeah, so I would love to get a Sphinx cat one day. That would be kind of cool. Chris doesn't, I don't think he wants a Sphinx cat. He's like, they're weird looking. I'm like, they're cute.
They are cute. I mean, I will say this. They are like taking care of a newborn baby because you do have to wipe their butt and you have to bathe them and clean their ears and toe beans daily. So they are a handful.
A little more high maintenance and stuff, I've heard. So,
but worth it. But worth it.
You can get like I see the little hair caps.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I'm like, what do we do? He's like, oh, that's adorable. Like, fun. So, but Duncan's taking up a lot of our time,
Yeah.
But,
do the cats get along with Duncan? And does he get along with them?
It's really sad. It kind of like breaks our heart. That's why we want to get another dog eventually because he's just a baby and he's only like 9 months old right now. So he tries to play with the cats. but they just are not interested in him at all. And they can
Oh.
be mean and it breaks our heart. And he's like trying to snuggle with them and they're just like, and they start hissing and they just don't like him. And then he'll like bring them toys and stuff and they don't want to play
Oh,
with them.
that's so cute.
Sometimes Hanzo will chase him. Like that's the most interaction he gets is with Hanzo. But the other cats, it's just kind of a no-go. But one day, I don't know, if we do get another dog, the cats just might pack up and head out. Oh, they're not happy with Duncan being here, but he doesn't seem like it's really affecting him, but I do wish there was a little bit more there for them all. Cats are cats, but at the same time, I will say this, Duncan really doesn't allow the cats to even like come hang out with us anymore. They're so used to Chris and I. Kylo will not stop sitting on Chris's chest. It's like his spot. And they're used to just kind of being all over us. They really are cuddling very affectionate cats. But with Duncan, they don't really come around as much. And I feel that when they try to, he gets in their face and I'm like, dude, this is why they don't like you. Like, it's territorial. And he gets way too jealous. I'm like, you need to kind of calm down, buddy. So it goes a little both ways, but hopefully one day that will get better and get another dog so he has like a friend. We take him to dog parks and stuff. So we try to get him more socialized with other puppies so he can play. But it is kind of sad. We need to get another friend.
No.
Yeah. Poor little dude.
So, what is something about your husband, Cece, or even the band for that matter, that you think fans might not know, but would be surprised to learn? If there's anything you are able to share with us.
I always say that Chris has like this hidden talent where he's a really good freestyle rapper.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, I'm not sure if that's something. No, oh my gosh, he's going after the Labubus. He's got a secret talent for freestyling. He's actually really good. Like,
We have witnessed that on Jake's
okay.
stream. So
okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I think like him and Lonnie might do like little battles every now and then. But Chris is like surprised, like he is really good. I'm like, man, if you just put some pen to paper and like practice, like it's a total hidden talent of his. It blows away people. When they do it because it's just off the top of his head. And
I know, that is skill for sure.
Yeah, it's really good. Let's see if there's anything else. He does a father-daughter dance with Eleanor. That's like his thing, where he picks her up and he dances around with her.
Oh,
Maybe I'll post something about that sometime. There's so many things that he's good at, but that's the one that comes to mind first. Is just really how talented he is when it comes to rapping. It's like, whoa, like he kind of blew me away he actually always blows me away when I hear it. But at first, I was like, you're actually really good. Like I wasn't expecting that,
We need him to do a little rap bit on the next BVB album.
Right?
Yeah. Right? That would be cool.
Instead of the guitar solo, it's Spam, Cece's rap.
Mike can start to rap. So we're trying to think of what to do, especially with the launch of his with the relaunch of his website. So we're working on that. So there might be some fun things in store. So stay tuned.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We just have to ask the basic questions when it comes to Black Veil Brides and stuff because all fans must know. So let's just start easy. What is your favorite Black Veil Bride song so far?
Ooh, well, I can't talk about the stuff that's new.
I know. It's just like, I know you can say the new stuff, but you can't.
But honestly, I really like the Bleeder song. I know that's it's a newer one, but I love that song. I love Chris's drum part in that. And I also like Legacy a lot too. One's cool. And I think it's also because I listen to Chris and I just hear his drums and like some of the songs where I feel like it's more powerful. Maybe I think there's like a really big opening in that song, Legacy. That one's another good one. That one, and then Rebel Love.
Rebel Love song.
Rebel Love songs. That's a really good song too. That one I love. So there's a lot. I mean, all of them are great, but those were some favorites. In the End, of course, is a great one. There's a ton of them. The new ones, though. My favorite. And I haven't heard all of them, but I've heard two and I'm obsessed. So I'm just like, I need more. Like, I want to hear more of them. And they're like, we're still mixing. So it's exciting.
We can't wait.
I can't wait. I'm like, every time I talk about it, I get
Yeah, my last one was like, since we went with songs, besides the new one that we're waiting for, album, is there any been favorite type of Black Veil Brides album that actually is like your favorite?
So bad because I actually don't know what any of the albums are. I know. Well, I mean, because again, like when I met him, I wasn't, I didn't really listen to his music.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what all the different albums are called. I know what song, like some of the songs, but if I can say the new album's probably going to be my favorite. I don't,
You know what? Might as well give it to her.
Yeah, but to say the new
New
one.
album's her favorite, so
listen to like all of the albums. I mean, when we were, I learned like, about I kind of like, when I was first going to so many of his shows, that's how I like got to know like the lyrics to his songs and stuff. So, now of course they're my favorite. And after this, I'm going to go back and look at all of their albums. And so ask me this question again, I will let you know which one is my favorite from the past. But probably the one coming out is going to definitely be it.
BVB.
Yeah. You're just getting us pumped for this.
I know. We're just like
I
waiting
know.
ducks are just like when is the new single snippets. I know Andy posted something on his story yesterday. I'm like, thank you for being very descriptive. Didn't help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're kind of getting ready for it, but it's gonna be cool because it's just a little different, but it's good. That I think is gonna be my favorite album because again, they've all worked so hard. You can really tell each song they're pushing themselves. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I would also say, you know what, actually, when Chris had like the makeup with the paint and stuff, maybe like one of those albums was my favorite because I don't like I keep asking him to please like yes. I keep asking him to please dress up like that again. I am so hot that I had to actually take him off the background of my phone because I had a picture of him with that makeup. And I did take it off the background. He was too distracting on my phone. So one of those albums where he's wearing all the cool makeup. I found it so sexy.
They set the world on fire then.
Yeah. We would love for them to bring back the war
Oh my
paint.
God, yes. It's been such a long time since we've seen them in their war paint.
Yeah, I know. I keep asking Chris to please just wear it for me. I've even some of the people, like his crew guys, I'm like, can you convince him to please dress up like that again for my birthday or something?
So the last question that I have for you is actually, what advice would you give to someone looking to start their own business or follow their passion like you did?
Oh, that's a great question. Be willing to hear a lot of rejection and not let it destroy your confidence. Starting a business is really hard, and there was a lot of times where I woke up feeling very defeated or in over my head. And there's a piece of advice that I did get because, again, it's challenging, especially with a product like this where there's FDA controlling and, there's a lot of different regulations that go into like the manufacturing and the ventilation system, given our active ingredient. It kind of just like I had a great idea and I wanted to help people, but this is really hard. And, so kind of riding those waves and realizing that it is going to be challenging. But if you're ever feeling doubtful, just always remember to why you started it in the first place. Even write it down on a piece of paper, print it out, put it next to your bed so you read it every single morning. And that will give you enough motivation to continue, even when times are getting hard, because it can be sort of challenging to get lost in all of that when you're spending a ton of money and you're working day and night, but you're not seeing your product yet. And it's not being sold because there's so much that goes in behind, like the packaging, the design, the naming, the coloring of your packaging, like the formulation, the compacts, and you spend all this time working on it, but you don't actually see anything for a really long time. So to not like get kind of lost in those feelings of feeling like, it's just not working out or your hard work hasn't really paid off yet. Because one day it will, but you have to be very persistent.
No, I think that's very well said. I know there are so many fans in the BVB Army, whether it's like their artwork or businesses they are starting. I know a lot of them do get that defeated moment. So I'm sure just to watch this interview and like hear those words coming out of your mouth, I know is going to help them.
And I hope it does because never, give up on yourself. Like,
Yeah.
The world's going to throw you a lot of obstacles, especially when starting this business. I used to laugh at one point. I was like, if anyone ever asks me, what'd you learn from starting a business? I'm like, well, I understand why people don't do it every day because it is.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, but it's worth it. And then when you start seeing people get excited for your product, or like the people that wrote me their personal messages of their life story, saying how it's really helped them, all of that makes it worth it. So it's anything that's worth it's never easy, right? So just making sure you don't lose track of that. And if you start to kind of think that maybe you're in over your head or this isn't working out, again, persistence is key, and you can definitely do it. And again, I had to literally write down the whole reason why I started this and what the mission was to help people and all of that, and print it and read it every single morning. So it kind of reset my mind to be able to continue doing what it is that I'm doing.
All right, so we do have one final question. This is our signature question for any time we have guests on. It's a thinker for sure. Kind of go with it. We asked Chris this too, and he had to think about it too, but his answers were pretty awesome. So our signature question is, to end us up, is if you could have any 5 liquids coming out of each finger and you can control them, what would they be? Any liquids
coming out of my fingers?
Yep. Your thumb, etc., pinky and stuff. Yeah.
Is this like one of those questions that like tells you about yourself or something? Like
maybe actually you're maybe. I mean,
any liquid. It depends what mood I'm in. Each
I
finger
can tell
be a
you,
different
Chris, when
liquid?
you're done answering. I think, yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I remember his answer still.
Like each finger can be something different, or are they all the same? Oh,
Your
okay.
pinky can have something, your index finger, your ring finger, your middle finger, your thumb. Yeah, every.
Has to be water because you got to stay hydrated. We live in Arizona, and it has to be
Yep.
like mountain spring water or something. And then coffee.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully it can be coffee with the creamer. If not, maybe creamer. It'd have to be another.
Or it could be like I know they have like those coffee pods that's turn it into a
Oh,
latte,
yeah.
so you can just have that. Yeah.
There you go.
So, and then I want a matcha latte with oat milk. That's a must. I don't know. I was gonna say one has to be a party finger, like White Claw or something. Because, if you need it, if you're out, you don't
Save money.
and then what else? I'm trying to think what other liquids. Oh, this sounds, I'm not even gonna say that one. I was gonna say tomato juice because I'm obsessed with tomato juice, but that sounds really weird coming out of your finger. I mean, all of it does, I guess. Either grapefruit or tomato juice. We'll just throw that grapefruit juice or tomato juice. It has to be some. That's an interesting question. I'm gonna ask people that now.
It makes you think. It's like any liquids, like
I know. That is a fascinating question.
I think if I remember correctly, Chris answered obviously water because he's Arizona again and stuff. When he's running and training, he's like he can splash himself with water. He said black cherry white claw. I think that was it. It was oil, right, Nicole? He said he would put oil.
Was it oil or gas?
I think it was oil.
Oil.
He was going back to like a pandemic, the world shut down. He needed extra money. Barrel, boom, money, oil.
Okay, I was thinking like olive oil. I'm like,
no, sorry, like actual like
cooking oil.
I'm like cooking oil. Why would
I mean,
yeah, like truffle oil. I guess that's actually really smart. I wasn't like that. Yeah, oil.
He also said, what was it, 3 or 4? I can't remember.
Wasn't the ruby red squirt?
Oh my God, ruby red squirt. Thank you. Yes.
Ruby red squirt.
And then he said Pedialyte because when he's on tour and stuff, he needs to rehydrate and recharge himself. So
I see that it's staged cherry Pepsi because he loves that too.
Yeah, he was debating on that and then ruby red squirt, which
that sounds.
He educated us was like ruby red squirt. So
I know I didn't even know what that was too until I had him. So now I keep finding it.
Right? Thank you, me too.
Okay, he wins on that one because oil is that's really smart.
Although when I told him, I think Andy's answers, he was just like, "Oh, I should have said thought of hot sauce because he's a big fan of hot sauce." So, yeah.
I feel like it'd be too dangerous for me to have that much access to hot sauce. I've had to come off of sriracha because I felt like I was developing an addiction to sriracha. So I literally stopped eating it because I was going through like a massive bottle of it like every 3 days. I'm like, this can't be healthy.
Oh my gosh.
Put myself in sriracha rehab.
I know it's kind of in the spot, but no worries if you don't, if you had any questions for us. So
yeah, kind of. How long have you guys been fans? I mean, I know and it goes back for quite a bit, but it's just, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I was just curious.
Years, I was 15. So.
Yeah, we've been fans pretty much since the beginning. The moment Knives and Pens was released, we were hooked.
Okay, nice. And then what's your favorite albums? Because I'm going to go listen to the whole thing to make sure I know exactly what songs are on it.
Wretched and Divine.
All right.
And
Third
then mine is Set the World on Fire.
World on Fire. That is, I actually know that album too. I don't know why I didn't say that.
one.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go listen to all of those songs. So now, I'll know exactly what album has all those songs on it.
Again, just thank you so much for coming on our show. It's great to know you better and stuff, honestly. And just again, thank you.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. And yeah, this was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Obviously, to everyone who's watching or listening, all of our social media links will be down below, including her brand and business, Coverology. So please go give her a follow, go check out her website and stuff. So she does amazing work when it comes to her brand and stuff. And, if you want to see some Duncan, and there are some cats in Duncan right there. Oh my God, those ears. I can't get over those ears.
Just thank you, Alex, so much for coming on and working with the time. We greatly appreciate that. And we just enjoyed this interview. It was absolutely wonderful to get to know you more. And for all fans watching, as Ruth said, descriptions down below. You can give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter/X. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button. And we will see you next week, BVB Army.
Bye, guys.